horrible crimes against humanity, but I still don't think it's fair that I have this bad flight karma. I first discovered my bad flight karma in 2007. Within 6 months' time, I had 2 shitty travel experiences, both related to this sociopath that I dated this once. I was invited by my then-boyfriend's family to go to Jamaica for Christmas. On day 2 of this journey, after declining an invitation to pay money to a local to hike up Dune River Falls, my then-boyfriend's mother went ape fucking shit on me. Complete with stomping, slamming, and swearing. This is the only time in my adult life that I have ever really been afraid of another woman. Like, actually afraid she hit me. Apparently, when asked if you want to do something by your host, you should always say whatever you think they want you to say, because really, she's not asking you what you want to do, she's telling you what you're going to do. She packed up her bags, complete with pants legs and shirt arms hanging out the sides of her suitcase like a cartoon character, and rolled that motherfucker over the tile floor into the dining room of our beautiful, serene mountainside villa, and slammed her hands and her rings on the glass table, screaming, "I want to go home!" like a fucking 50-year-old toddler. So the rest of that trip sucked. They all managed to get her to unpack her bag, but I can't say that I had any fun on the remainder of that trip. Then in February of 2008, my then boyfriend and I had a huge fight the day that we're supposed to be flying to St. Louis for my brother's wedding, and it caused us to miss our flight. By moments, really. I think it's much worse when you miss your flight by 5 minutes than it is to just oversleep an hour and be like, fuck it, there's no way I can make it now. Running through the terminals like I'm one of the half-dozen B-list actors playing a cousin in a Home Alone sequel. I'm an out-of-shape fat girl. Come on! I panicked to the flight attendant with her striped ascot. Seriously, an ascot? But she smiled sweetly and told me there was nothing she could do. I literally saw the plane through the window, and the jetway was still attached. I caught another flight early the next morning, but barely had time to get my pantyhose on before my brother's wedding. Totally missed the rehearsal dinner. Up until this point, I assumed all my flight and travel-related bad karma was just my then-boyfriend's fault. Then I decided to go to Portland, Oregon to visit my friend Jennifer. And this is where I realized that as much of a monster as my ex was, even the evil inside him couldn't pull off such a fucked up journey. I knew that my trip was off to a bad start when I got to the airport at 8 a.m., ahead of schedule, only to arrive at my gate and find out that my flight has been delayed. High winds in Dallas are making it too hard to land. The first delay is 2 hours, so I hang out at the airport, settle in with my iPod and a $6 bag of chips and my laptop and put on my patient face. Then another delay. Now it's 4 p.m. Right now it's 10:45 in the morning. There's no fucking way I'm hanging out at the airport for 5+ hours. And also, the beautiful blue skies are filling up with gray clouds and I can see raindrops starting to pepper the window. Apparently the storm that was beating the shit out of Dallas this morning was headed our way too. I called my best friend who picks me up, and I just hang out at her house all day, watching her cable TV and eating her food. Eventually, I haul it back up to the airport and find out that our flight should now be leaving at 4:45. I finally board the plane shortly after 5 p.m. along with the other bleary-eyed and cranky travelers, and we get ready to go, except we don't go. We sit there at the gate for another half an hour. The storm is now causing delays for takeoffs in Atlanta. Let me tell you, there is not much that makes me more crazy than being forced into tight spaces with strangers breathing hot air and being unable to break away. It really ought to be our go-to torture strategy. Just strap people into seats, put them next to an overweight, chatty grandma type whose ass is spilling out under the armrest into your seat and whose overarms are taking up the entire armrest. So finally we take off. The flight is without incident. We land in Dallas for our connecting flight. Only because of the delay, we've now missed our connecting flight. Fan-fucking-tastic. The flight attendant then argues with me about my baggage, crossing her heart and hoping to die, telling me that my baggage will not be continuing on to Portland, and that I need to go out and pick it up at baggage claim. This doesn't make any damn sense to me, but I decide to trust her, and I shuffle out through security into baggage claim. It's March, and it's freezing. The automatic doors in the airport keep opening and closing. I suppose the wind is stripping the sensors, but holy mother of God, the wind is whipping in and slapping me in the face and blowing my hair all over. And my bag? My bag is not there. I asked one of the men working at the airport to help me, and he laughs in a way that makes me want to crawl up his barrel chest and choke him with my thighs. If you had a connection, your luggage went on through. Well, that's what I thought. We missed our connection, but the flight attendant assured me the wind keeps blowing my hair into my face, and between my carry-on and my purse that keeps falling down my arm, I'm flopping around like I've got a full upper body twitch. No, your luggage went on through, he continued. I can feel my left eye starting to twitch, and I start digging around my purse, searching for the familiar pointed corners of my cigarettes, then panic because, fuck! I don't have a lighter. Thanks, TSA. Yes, I understand that, but now I'm out here, and I guess I need to get back in there, I said as I motioned to the security gates. The guy thinks I'm a complete fucking moron. You need a ticket to get through security. What the fuck? Well, I had a ticket, but it didn't do me any good because we missed the flight. And wouldn't you guess, it's after 7 p.m. in Dallas, and the goddamn ticketing counter was closed. Closed! So I'm stuck in baggage claim with no ticket, no luggage, no real chairs to speak of, and nobody to call. I don't know anybody in Dallas. And the next flight to Portland isn't until 11 a.m. tomorrow. At this point, the man who was helping me realizes that I'm in a pickle. Do you want me to call you a cab to get a hotel? I can't afford a hotel. I literally only had $59 with me because of this trip. I'm so poor, and I could barely scrape together enough money to pay for the $500 ticket. I just need to get to Portland, and my friend Jennifer is going to take care of me. He cranks his ear down his shoulder, and with his chubby fingers radios to someone somewhere that he needs overnight assistance. He tells me to go wait over there by the ticketing counter, and someone will come help me. So I roll my little carry-on over there and find 2 other people, each with the same look of defeated panic over their faces. Soon enough, a nice lady rolls up to us, and for each of us, she has a cot, and a blanket, and a pillow, and a little bag of security clearance toiletries. I think I went to sleep that night within 5 minutes of lying down on that creaky, noisy, stiff cot. The pillow was flat and had no case. It was one of those disposable awful ones like you get in the hospital. The blanket was a loosely knitted cotton number that didn't really provide enough warmth against the ever-opening doors, but it was a bed, a free bed, and I slept with my head right under the ticketing counter, waiting for them to open at 6 a.m. I awoke to women speaking Spanish in the glide thunk of rolling trash cans over tile floor. I got my ticket for the next flight to Portland and folded up my cot and proceeded to security. The TSA agent started to tell me that I couldn't take my cot through, but a quick mom stare, and he stood down, realizing that I was not terrorist level dangerous, but I could possibly harbor enough malice to really fuck up his morning. So I shuffled through the airport and I found my gate, reset up my foldable bedroom, and crashed out again. The next time I woke up,
Time!